Hey, so I'm recording again tonight and I just want to talk about end of month January. Just quickly, January wasn't a fail, but it wasn't exactly a win. I ended up spending under my budget, which normally would say was a big win, but I really padded that budget with a lot of possibility. And I realized that I tend to kind of fill in the gaps to make sure unconsciously that I get to that budget number. So, yeah, I did good for the month. However, I don't have a lot of leftover, very little, and I was really hoping for more. I need to just be better at, managing my spending. And it's not that I spent badly, but I feel like I could have done a little bit better. Now, I am getting some money back from Amazon. I, I'm gonna have like maybe all in all $300 left over. I was hoping for more. I feel like I feel like deep down I was hoping to have almost $1,000 left over because even though I'm gonna have some money left over at the end of the month to begin the new month with my coming paycheck, I do have a $7,000 tuition I need to pay. And I do have enough money to give more than half of it right now. And then the other half, definitely by the mid February, but I really had intended to have all 7,000 in January and I didn't quite make it. So I'm telling you right now, in February, I'm not buying any bags. I'm not buying any clothes. In fact, I haven't bought any clothes for like since November. I think I bought two sweaters and I bought a coat in November. But I have no intentions and I have no need to buy any clothes, nor am I interested in any clothing to buy. So I don't foresee needing any clothes in February. I do want to buy a pair of shoes and some bathing suits for March. So I think that would be $150 in spending for items and a ring from Mid Jewelry. So I think for my spending on my own, for myself, just fun spending, I'm gonna allocate 350. Last month, I allocated way too much. Um, I think I put all in all was like almost $600. And I didn't spend all of it, but the fact that I had all this extra unexpected expenses coming in from the car repair to that dinner out with Laura, I kind of balanced that out. So I really want to make up for it in February. Um, yeah, so I'm going to look at my February numbers Saturday probably to see how my check looks and see how I can balance it out so that when Sophia gives in that $4,000, that's done. And then I have the $3,000 sitting there to immediately be able to give her another check. And I'm going to book the second part of my trip to France this summer in February. Now, I paid for the flights. I booked round trip tickets to Air France, and it was $888, but I expected it to be that amount. So I do have it included in my budget for January. Actually, I expected 1,000. I only paid 888. So that was really good. And then I kind of adjusted that budget in the middle of the month because I decided I'm gonna like definitely pay for the trip, the tickets, and then actually do the research and realize that I might be spending about $1,000. So then February, I'm gonna start looking for my hotel in Paris for a couple of days. Then I'm going to ride down on the train to Bordeaux, and I'm looking to spend 5 days in Bordeaux and in the region before I come back up to Paris to meet my husband. And then we're going to travel to Normandy and see a lot of the World War II sites because he's really interested in that in terms of like what he would be interested in seeing in France. So that's not really my thing. I want to see Mont Saint Michel. So definitely I'm going to incorporate that into that trip to Normandy because it's in Brittany, which is right next door. So this month, February, I'm going to book the hotel for Paris. March, I'm gonna book the train ride. Actually, and I'm gonna book a lot of the things that I'm going to want to do in Paris, one of which is the Louvre, and you really need to book tickets for that in advance. Otherwise, you're in line for 3 hours and you wasted your day. So don't do that. Please look into getting like the city pass or city ticket to see some of the main sites that you're interested in seeing well in advance. So I'm going to be doing that in February. I'm going to take care of Paris in February, which is just maybe 2 days. I don't really, I've spent enough time in Paris not to glow or anything. I've already been there a couple of times, and I'm interested in the thrift shops, the Louvre, and just cafes and people watching and walking around. I just love doing that. Then I'm going to book the Bordeaux part of the trip. This is the first time I'm going to Bordeaux, the train, and I want to stay at a chateau. So I'm going to research chateaus in Bordeaux. In the city, I'm going to try and get a little inn or hotel, B&B, something very simple. And then I'm going to try and be out in the countryside of the chateau for a night or two. So that's my March project. Then I'm going to book the trip back to Paris, meet Joe in April, and start looking for hotel there, and then how to plan the Normandy part, because then we have to really research how we're going to get to these sites, and that might include renting a car. So I'll do that between April to May, and I should be good by the time June comes around. And in that time, I'm going to try and save a lot of money because I do want to do thrifting in France, Paris, Bordeaux, especially. A lot of the housewares, dishes, bags, maybe clothing. So I'm not going to pack a lot so that I can buy things that I can bring back and have those memories from the trip there. So yeah, I went from talking to my budget, talking about my budget, to talking about my trip. But yeah, it's really on my mind. So that's why it came up right away. And, handbags and any other frivolous things have really taken a back seat. I'm not interested in bringing it back to the front. I'm recommitting to staying off of the influencers that give me the itch to buy a bag. I'm very interested in bags. I love them. I know I do, and I do want to enjoy them, but I have other priorities right now in my life, and so I really want to take it easy in that account. So, yeah, I indulged responsibly, right? According to my budget, but I really do need to tighten my straps just a little bit. So, I'll give you a full review probably early next week, and we'll see how February goes. But that's the plan. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.